this house, and I picked up a broom, or I don't know if it was a broom or what it was anymore, but it was a something you could hit somebody with and knock them down.
Right.
And I told that man, I said, "You get out of this house and don't you dare touch my mama." And I said, "I'm gonna knock the hell out of you if you don't get out." And he stood there and looked at me, and he says, "You know, I think you'd do that." I said, "I sure as hell would." I said, "You touch my mama," and I said, "I'll knock the hell out of you." And I said, "Then I'll call the police and tell them that you walked in on us and trying to get your drink or something." And I said, "We don't even have any drinks in this house, not what they were looking for."
Right.
And I'll never forget that, though, as long as I live.
You were a fighter when you were a young person?
Oh, I was always a fighter. I was a fighter for all my life.
It's probably because you're a Taurus and, you're a bull, so you're strong. Well, I mean, you're strong.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. And so you weren't going to take any snuff
Duff
off
of
anybody. Yeah, and that's a good thing
And,
to have somebody protect you.
Well, my mama was awfully strong. And she wouldn't take any garbage off of anybody. But I knew if the 2 or 3 guys that were there, I knew that all hell would break loose.
Well, it sounds like you had it under control.
Well,
did he back down?
Yeah, he did. They left. This one fellow hit the boy on the arm and says, "Get the hell out of here." and I said, "Well, what are you telling him to get out for?" I said, "You're going out too." And he says, "Well, yes, ma'am, I am." And he said, "I'll go."
Would you have removed him if you had to?
Well, I wouldn't have moved him. I'd have just knocked the hell out of him.
Made him leave?
And call the police.
Did you ever know how to use a gun when you were a kid? Because you lived in the country.
Yeah.
Did you ever shoot anything?
We used to shoot stuff all the time. I mean, Mama had chickens and all kinds of stuff around the house, and she would go out and wring a chicken's head, and then you'd have to kill it to make it.
Right, to cook it.
Yeah.
I bet that was delicious because it was fresh.
Yeah, it was. My mama was a fantastic cook. There wasn't anything she couldn't do.
You love her.
Yeah, I mean, we were. Now, my sister wasn't like that. My sister was.
Lucille?
Yeah, she would have shivered all over and
cried.
Yeah, probably. But she didn't know about it till later.
So, did you ever have to shoot anything like an animal? I know you didn't shoot a chicken because that would be unnecessary. You could just wring its neck and.
Well, now we killed chickens that Mama would wring one's neck, and then you'd take it in and wash it and everything.
Pluck it.
Yeah, and pluck it, and then you'd put it in an oven. But or either just put it in the oven. I mean,
was that Sunday dinners, or just any time y'all wanted to have chicken?
Just any time we wanted to have chicken.
God, I love the farm life.
Huh?
I love the farm life. I don't think I could ever kill a chicken.
Oh, you could too.
I don't know.
Well, honey, I kill a chicken here every once in a while.
You do?
You didn't know that?
No. Why?
Why?
Yeah.
For one reason or other. I mean, it'd be hard to get along with or something, and I decided I was just going to have chicken for supper.
His behavior made you decide that.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's pretty funny. What about a cow?
I used to be mean.
You did?
I did. I used to be real. I wasn't mean, but I did what I wanted to do as long as it helped the family.
Well, that's not mean.
Well, it's not good. I mean, it's...
Did you ever get in any trouble?
No, not really. Mama might give me hell, I mean, about doing something, but when I might take a big thing and make when you take a piece of, what do you call the wood that went before, well, say like take that,
Trim?
no, not the trim, you take a big piece of stuff like similar to that up there, and then what you did was you'd take each piece of the things that you would make the chicken with, you'd take that chicken and you'd wring its neck,
Mm-hmm.
and then you'd take it and put it and roll it around.
Oh, and flour?
Yeah, with a big thing like that up there.
Like
And-
that fan.
Huh?
Like that fan?
Yeah. And what it did was it would,
Remove the feathers?
yeah, it would remove the feathers, and you'd put it on something. It would go around and round and round and round, and by that time it'd be ready to put in the oven.
Awesome.
And well, you'd clean it up and
Right.
and all this, and sometimes you'd take and put different, what you call it on it, like you'd take a big thing like that or bigger, and you'd take it and you'd put you little bitty things all over it,
Uh-huh.
and then you'd put it in the oven.
Hey, do you remember the first time that a boy ever gave you a kiss?
Well, yes.
Well, tell me
Why?
about it. I'm just curious. I remember my first kiss. I just wanted to hear about your first kiss. Do you know
Oh.
how old you were?
Well, I didn't fool with a little boy. I didn't fool with guys that much when I was growing up. I kind of stayed by myself, or to myself, and we had plenty of people around and all that, but I just never had anything to do with anybody.
But you had your first kiss at some point.
Well, I had a boyfriend when I was about, I guess I was about 7 years old. And he was a friend of ours.
Right.
And he would come over and he would always make passes at me. And sometimes I'd just clobber him. And sometimes after a while, I started being nice to him. And
So who kissed who first? Did he kiss you, or did you
yeah,
just kiss him?
yeah, he kissed me first.
Were you surprised?
No, I let him kiss me. And he said,
That's so sweet.
he said, well, what in the world's wrong with you? And I said, well, I finally decided that you wasn't going to leave me alone, and I might as well let you kiss me.
I think that's sweet.
No, it wasn't.
You know, a
sweet.
lot
It
of
was
times-
ignorant.
A lot of times boys pick on girls because they like them. You
Well,
know?
I know that.
Well, I figured you did.
Huh?
I figured you knew that, you know. But a lot of times, that's what I've heard. Boys pick on girls because they like them.
Yeah, yeah. They like them and they want to screw them or they want to fool around. And I didn't fool around and I didn't screw anybody. My mama would have shot me.
That's
Anyway, it was a funny thing. It was really a funny thing. And when I think back about him now, he wasn't that old. I mean, he wasn't that young.
funny. How old?
He
You're
was
7. How old was he?
He was probably 14 or 15, somewhere along there.
Dang. He was kissing a 7-year-old?